What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Enjoy the Ride podcast. I'm your host, Matt Lee, and I'm just so excited about today's episode as I was actually having this conversation with a client of mine the other day. So she just signed up for coaching. We just got her program up and running. She had her first check-in the other day. She was down 2 pounds, so she was pumped about it. I was pumped about it. But she expressed during her check-in recap that her goal for next week was to lose another 1 to 2 pounds. And here's the thing. I love that. I love that she's driven. I love that we, again, have some, goals that we're shooting for. But the thing was, I reeled her in a little bit, and I expressed to her that there's a lot going on beyond the scale that I want you to focus on. And I said, the things that we can focus on beyond the scale, the things that we can control beyond the scale, is going to put us in a great spot that we're going to see amazing results on the scale and in the progress photos, right? For the majority of those that, are pursuing a health and fitness journey, that's really what matters most to them. What that number's showing on the scale and how those progress photos are looking. And before I get into it, it's funny too, because I will say my perspective when it comes to check-ins is totally different when it comes to what I'm doing now and what I was doing back in 2016 when I first started this business. What I was doing back in 2016 when I had a few clients, I was very new in the game, very new with helping people achieve their goals with nutrition and, of course, working out. Like, the only things I ever focused on was what that number was showing on the scale and, of course, how their progress photos, were looking, which, again, it got the job done. It definitely did. But over the years of getting more experience and over the years of just gaining more knowledge, I learned that there is so much beyond the scale that plays a way bigger role. And if we focus on these things beyond the scale, it's going to put us in a great spot when it comes to stepping on the scale and, of course, seeing great progress in the progress photos. And this is what I expressed to her, and really just anyone that I work with, because I really believe it's so important that individuals see this and individuals can kind of gain this insight and mindset when it comes to their approach. And really what I expressed to her was, like, at the end of the day, there's things that you need to get done. You need to get to the gym. You need to get your cardio done. You need to focus on the foundational habits of your water intake, your stress management, your daily activity through steps, and your sleep. And I'm like, listen, if we get these things done and if we progress with these things, and I'll get into that in a minute, it's always going to put us in an amazing spot to see that needle move in the right direction. And, once I realized this for myself, that, hey, you're in control of your outcome by the actions that you do every single day. Once I realized this, I'm like, man, this journey really isn't that difficult. Just because, again, I'm in control. You're in control. And at the end of the day, what the scale reads on any given day is out of our control. There's so many factors and variables that go into what that number's going to read when you step on it, right? Same situation for your photos. There's so many factors and variables that could go into how your progress photos are looking on that given day. But if you focus on the things that are in your control, going to the gym to get your workout done, getting your cardio done, getting enough sleep every single night, focusing on your water intake, keeping your stress levels low, hitting your daily step goal. If you focus on those things, it's going to put you in a great spot that, again, that outcome that you're looking for with the scale in your progress photos is going to be a good one. And that's what I expressed to her. And I said, there's so much progress to be made within these things. When it comes to the gym, are you getting stronger within your workouts? Are these movements getting easier? Are you able to perform them with better form and better tempo? If you can answer yes to any of those questions, great. Round of applause, because that's great progress. Cardio. Is the cardio getting easier? Are you able to go longer? Are you able to increase the speed or like the incline of the treadmill? If that's the case, bravo. That's great progress right there. Same situation when it comes to these foundational habits. Are you sleeping more? Are you sleeping better? If that's the case, that's great progress. Are your stress levels lower? Or maybe are you managing your stress better? Awesome. That's great progress. Water. Are you drinking more water now than you were back then? That's great progress. So it's one of those things, I just feel like when people start a weight loss journey, they're so focused on what the scale is going to read and how the progress photos are looking that they just forget there's so many things that are in control. And if they control those factors and, again, give it their best effort, it's going to produce a great outcome when it comes to the scale. And it's going to produce a great outcome when it comes to, of course, their progress photos or noticing their clothes are fitting differently. So it's one of those things, you got to control what you can control. And at the end of the day, like I mentioned, there's so many factors and variables that go into what the scale is going to read or going to go into how the progress photos are going to look that it's really not worth stressing over those things. But if you can focus on the things that you can control, which is your daily actions and putting in the work and showing up for yourself, and again, making progress within those daily actions, it's always going to put you in a great spot when it comes to, of course, what the scale is going to read and how those progress photos are going to look. So I don't want to say that this is a little, cheat code, but it's one of those things when people realize this, that, hey, I'm in control of the outcome here, I feel like it just makes it so much easier for them to really be able to buy into this process and make great progress. So that was the message I relayed to her. It really opened her eyes into this entire process and journey, and I was just so thrilled about it. I'm like, man, I got to film this for you guys. I got to record this for you guys. So I'm just so pumped to get this message out for you guys here today. And I really hope it makes sense, and I really hope it can offer some clarity in regards to what you should be doing throughout this process and journey. And if you do it, it's going to, of course, produce amazing results. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, whatever platform you're listening or watching this on, if you could do me a quick favor and smash that thumbs up button, it would mean the absolute world. And as always, stay tuned for the next episode.